and welcome to another Fun Friday with Melanie at Moore Farms Botanical Garden. This educational lesson this week will be on habitats, and we're going to be talking about organisms within habitats, their connections, and everything that goes into a whole ecosystem. And then we are going to go out in the garden and talk about some of the habitats that we have here. So, a habitat. What is a habitat? A habitat is a place, area, an ecosystem that's going to provide everything that a plant or animal needs. And not all habitats are the same. Different habitats provide different resources for the animals that live there. So each habitat is going to have its own unique organisms, animals, and plants that are fulfilled by the needs that that habitat provides. One way we can talk about the connections between the organisms in a habitat is with a food chain or a food web. First, we're going to talk about a chain that goes directly from producer to consumer. So one of the food chains or webs we're going to be talking about is a pine forest habitat. And in this habitat, we have some grain or seed, and that's going to be our producer. So our producer are going to be the plants that provide these grains or these seeds that are going to be eaten by Mr. Mouse over here. And when we talk about food webs, we want to talk about the energy, where the energy flow is in the ecosystem. So the energy will go from the grain to Mr. Mouse. So we show that by an arrow. The mouse is going to get the energy from the grain. Now the mouse is going to be eaten by a snake. So the snake gets the energy from the mouse. And then if the snake were going to be eaten by a hawk, the hawk would get the energy from a snake. So here is one example of a food chain in a pine forest habitat. Ecosystem is a decomposer, and we have a worm here to show our decomposer. The worm is going to get their energy from the old or dead plant material or any other organic material that's going to be in the soil. So here is just one example of a food web that we can draw from a pine forest habitat.